Welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the challenge finale for season 40. What an absolute marathon of a season this has been. I think we started all the way back in August last year and we're only just finishing now. Maybe I've got my dates wrong, but it feels like I've been talking about this season for at least 4 months now. And it's great. Just like they had this marathon of swimming over 7 checkpoints, we've had this marathon of episodes to get through to finally crown a champion of the most competitive season the challenge has ever seen. This was a battle of eras. Era 1, Era 2, Era 3, and Era 4 all went head to head in this season, and ultimately we've got a new 5-time male champion, we've got a new 3-time female champion, and we've got a new 2-time female champion as well. I know that has been controversial, especially if you look at some of the comments and things that are out there on X at the moment, or a lot of controversy around the karma point system. Ultimately, I just want to briefly focus in this video on the finale. What did I think about it? So I loved it personally. Obviously, you're never going to get a 10 out of 10 finale, and there's always going to be something that you can nitpick in, and you can say, this is the thing that I didn't like. And in this case, I do think people have got a legitimate reason to be upset about the karma points. But I like the fact that the challenge mixed it up. I spoke about that in my previous short video where I said doing this swimming sort of finale, I think made this the most difficult finale that we've ever seen. A lot of people may say there's been finales where they had to go up mountains, they had to climb mountains, they had to run in the desert, but swimming isn't something that I think a lot of people are good at. Like, I think that Rachel or someone, Tori, I think, said it earlier in the season that everybody has got a treadmill in a gym. Not everybody swims all the time. And someone like Kylan got found out in this finale, and I think he's someone with his OCD kind of personality that's going to go away from this season. He's going to learn from this, and he's going to work really hard on improving himself as a swimmer and an all-round athlete. And if he can bring that aspect into his game, I do think that, I kind of went up against Kahuna and said that Corey would win a finale before Kylan. Seeing Kylan's hard and pushing through in this finale and him not giving up, and then knowing that he was just never going to win it as soon as it was a swimming finale, and as soon as we knew that that's not his strength, I do think I may be wrong there. I may have to pull that back and say Kylan's probably got it, because he's only got to work on this one aspect, I feel like, and he would be a pretty complete athlete or pretty complete challenger in finales moving forward. But I loved it. Thought it was a great finale. The checkpoints were amazing. The only big issue that, if we are going to talk about it, let's talk about it. The karma points. 2 checkpoints out of a total of 9 gives you a 22% sort of variance that you can have on the finale and the final results. One of the things that for me was very interesting, and I don't know what other people think about this, is the fact that they were willing to show us how the karma points actually affected placement, and they gave us a screen at the end to show how Derek got second. And let it sink in, the karma points was that powerful that we were 4 points away from having Derek win this season, season 40, after Jordan dominated. He absolutely dominated the final. There was no other guy that was even close to him. I think Derek may have won the counting coins portion of it, but I mean, that's a bit fluky. And Derek nearly took the championship of what I think is the challenge's most important season, right? That alone tells you that the karma point structure was completely broken, but they showed us how it played out for the men quite clearly. For the women, they didn't give us that same breakdown. Because if they had to give us that breakdown, they would have had to focus on the fact that Rachel had a very, very tough finale. I think the highest placement she had was in the coin counting, maybe, when she did that, but she was struggling. She had 4th place in Sandblast, 3rd place in Ghost Ship, 3rd place in Thousand Steps, 1st place in the coin counting, 3rd place in Submerging Terror, 3rd place in Mathematical Ledger, and then 3rd place in the Sea Scooter Sprint. So her best placement was 1 first placement in checkpoint 4, and the rest of it was either 3rd place or 4th place. Okay, only the first one she was 4th place. She was pretty much consistently 3rd place throughout all of this. And the problem that I have with this, because I know a lot of people are big Rachel fans, and she's a queen. She clearly is. Like, I like her as well. This is not me having a dig at Rachel being someone that absolutely deserved her spot in this season, that absolutely added a lot of value to this season, and that she's been entertaining to watch. But this changed the challenge concept of you go into a finale, you perform better than the other people out there and you win outright. I know it's not the first time that the challenge has done really controversial things. I mean, we had All Stars recently with the Laurel win, but it just they have to learn from this because it takes away from their credibility for me personally as a legitimate game show where people are on equal footing playing for this money. And a lot of people will say your social political game is important, and Rachel is a queen at that for sure. But Jenny had no chance, right? And Michelle had no chance. Like, these are new players to the game. They're from Era 4. They don't have 20 years worth of friendship with these people. So immediately you're starting on a back foot. And if you're wanting to do that, then you can obviously bring the karma votes in. I didn't even dislike the concept of karma votes, but you can't have it be this powerful where it swings someone that predominantly finished in third place and fourth place from third place to joint champion. I was actually, and I'm not the biggest Jenny stan either. People know that. Like, and again, nothing against Jenny, but there's been times where I've been like, I don't know what she's doing. She's not been that entertaining, but she got more entertaining towards the end of the season for sure. But you cannot take away from her that she dominated this finale as a female. She was actually starting to push Jordan in some of the swimming portions in the second day. And maybe it is because he started slowing down, he started pacing himself because he was so far ahead of everyone else. The women, they were a lot more competitive, but she is a legitimate threat to become, I think, the best female competitor that we've ever seen on the challenge. And you've got to give her her flowers when she's been outperforming everybody. She had so many first places. If you wanted to bring up something for Jenny and say, this is where she lost it, or this is why she didn't deserve to win outright, you could talk about the coin counting and where she absolutely cracked when she couldn't sleep and just had a quick guess of how many coins there were and then went to sleep early. But she only missed out by 90 coins, I believe, in the end, it said. And if you look at the variance in that coin counting, they had anything from 5,700 coins to about 6,600. It's like a 900 coin variance. So she made a calculated decision, took some extra sleep so she could recover for the next day. But that one checkpoint should not be the reason you go from first to joint first, in my opinion. And I was extremely happy and relieved when Jenny didn't get this first place stolen from her. She's definitely a challenger that when she won the first time she played, didn't get a callback for so many seasons, and we all said for so many times she should come back. We should see this new champion get another opportunity at playing the challenge. We're looking for new strong female competitors. We always hear about the Bananas, we hear about CT, we hear about Jordan. The men get to build these legacies, but it's very hard for females to do that. In recent times it was more so Cara Maria and probably Laurel that were those two people that had a bit of a legacy, and then Toria's sort of started coming into the conversation more and more as well. But yeah, very, very relieved that Jenny didn't get this title stolen from her. And also very happy for both of them that they won money, but still, you have to feel that Michelle was hard done by this as well, because she was in second place and really legitimately outperformed Rachel and Tori for this whole finale. This really, if it was Kylan's weakness to do a lot of swimming, this was Michelle's best case scenario doing a lot of swimming, because she was outswimming a lot of them. If you think about the math checkpoint where she was the last female to get away and beating Bananas, she outswam both Rachel and Tori on the way back to the boat, which is very, very impressive to see. But for me personally, like I said, this specific karma point system, not a fan of it, very controversial, but the outcome at the end wasn't as bad as it could have been. We have Jordan, a new 5-time champion, we've got Jenny, a new 2-time champion, and we've got Rachel, a 3-time champion, I believe, matching, and please correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, I think Evelyn and Veronica are both 3-time champions as well. So brilliant to see. Talking about the women, talking about the controversial thing around that, let's focus a little bit on Jordan. He's now a 5-time champion. Maybe this deserves a video on its own. The guy is an absolute beast, and we probably should start talking about him now as one of the best to have ever done it. So if you look at Jordan, he's had how many finals? Let's see. 9 finals that he competed in. Won 5, lost 4. Winning percentage of 56%. Which is very impressive. When you look at someone like Bananas, he's done 23 finals. He's won 7 times, and he's lost 16 times in a final now, giving him an approximate winning percentage of 30%. And then CT, who a lot of people have said is the GOAT, and I think it was because of his pound for pound winning more finals than Bananas when he actually gets there. He's also got 5 wins. So, 5 wins, 6 losses, 11 finals gives him a 45% win rate. So, in my mind, Jordan's sitting at 56% now, not having won the most, but definitely being the most pound for pound effective challenger in getting in finals and winning them. There's an argument to be made that Jordan is the new GOAT of the challenge. And he won a season more difficult than any other season that we've seen. And not once, twice. And the reason I say twice is because he went in World Championship and he went up against a bunch of people who had to win their own franchises as well, who were very strong competitors. And some of these people were legitimate athletes playing in World Championship. So World Championship was definitely a season before Battle of the Eras that I would have said is probably the most competitive season we ever seen. And then he's just gone one up and he's beaten the best of all of the eras. So to me, the case now should be made that Jordan, wisely, is the best that we've ever seen on the challenge. He did say at the end of this specific episode that they can give him a call when the challenge 50 is out, when there's a new big season, big theme. And I want to know, do you guys think that Jordan is not going to come back for 10 seasons? He is now out. I mean, if they do 2 seasons a year, you're looking at 5 years. So I'm unsure as to how old he is now. It's like 33, 34. He's still got time. He can do it. I mean, if you got Bananas coming back and CT winning championships in his 40s, Jordan is no exception. This guy's going to stay in shape. He's going to become a race car driver, which he needs to be really, really fit to be able to do that. So I'm very interested to know what people think. Do you think he'll come back? And is it time for people now to hang up their boots a little bit? Like, do we need to see Bananas come back, do another season on the main show? He adds a lot of drama. He's still got ongoing rivalries with Tori and Michelle, and there's lots of storylines that he can be involved in. He's kind of cashing in a paycheck, I feel like, at the moment. He's getting to these finals, but he can't win them anymore. And there's younger people that are just outperforming him. And he clearly doesn't care about hurting his finale win percentage when it comes to where he is in the game at the moment. And he's sort of towards that latter part of his challenge career. And then, somebody like CT, for instance, do CT and Bananas, do they belong more on All-Star seasons now? Or do we see them on the main seasons coming forward? And who do you think, out of all of the people that are currently on the challenge roster, is more likely to win in future seasons? For me, if it comes to the men, I have to say Kylan and Corey. They're right up there for me as 2 people that could win future seasons. Obviously, you've got Horacio if he wants to come back and do more seasons as well. For the women, Michelle proved herself. She proved herself this season. She proved herself in the finale. And, no matter how you look at it, she's going to be there. I just don't know in the future if it's running, if she can compete with these people. There's some absolute beasts that are still playing the game. Like Tori, she's not out of her prime. Yes, she got 4th place in this specific season, but I can see Tori winning another season for sure. She's one of the people in my mind that have gone up, in my mind, the most, that I'm really enjoying still seeing. And a lot of that was due to the fact that the Vacation Lions was out of the game very early on. And then you've got Jenny. Jenny is a 2-time champion. And if Jenny comes back and do another 2 or 3 seasons, man, like, you got to get rid of this girl early on, because if you go up against her in a final, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough going. She can run with the men. She can beat men in finals. So I can easily see Jenny becoming the GOAT of females after this performance in this finale. Anyways, maybe I'll do a separate video. We'll talk a little bit about like who the players that I would like to see come back the most in future seasons. We've also got the Challenge All-Stars Rivals that are coming out, so I haven't done any content on that, so expect a short video to drop in the near future for that as well. And we'll also have Kahuna back on the channel with me Monday evening my time, Monday morning over in the US, where we will talk about the finale in a live podcast format, so stay tuned for that. But moving forward, expect to see a lot more short form videos rather than the live podcast videos. Lives are going to change a little bit on the channel. I'll do a separate update on how I see the channel sort of evolving this year and how we're going to be running things. But thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for always jumping on and commenting below. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, hit a like button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.